Hi everyone, I'm Astro Coach Amy. Welcome to my show, The Divine GPS Navigator. Today we'll be talking about the full moon, and that will be occurring on April 29th. It's about 6 o'clock, 5:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is the high energy of the month when both the sun and moon are in what we call opposite or opposition. So there's a lot of energy, and it's a wonderful time. Things come to fruition, often to be healed, and new things open up. This month we have the moon in the air sign of Libra, which is all about relationships, as well as more intimate personal relationships, but also about beauty and creativity and harmony. Whereas with the sun, we also have the outer planet Uranus in the fire sign of Aries. We're balancing that very passionate, intense energy, which can also be romantic, but also wants its freedom to express in a very unique way, quite different from the air sign of Libra. So this is a wonderful time since we have all this energy. Listen to music, go to an event, dance, really use this creativity, but get physical in some way so you can allow it to inspire you and open things up. I do encourage you to take some quiet time, unplug a little bit if you can digitally, because you may have some wonderful new ideas and aha moments. This definitely is a time when there can be some great insights and flashes of intuition. So by all means, use this time. Now this month we have 3 interesting patterns which colors and add some interesting energy to the event. The first is a T-square. Now since the sun and moon are always in what we call an opposite place, if there is another planet in a position where they're all, if you will, making kind of a square to each other, then this is another opportunity for integration. Because we have the North Node there in Cancer, it's also talking to us about our purpose, the purpose of being able to nurture ourselves and others. And of course, with the sun, again, in Aries, and we have the moon in Libra, this is really a time to look at our relationships in a new way and see how to integrate the energy. How is it possible to be creative, to be inspired, but also find ways to nurture? And this is an opportunity with, like I said, with this pattern, to see ways that you can do it differently and still feel you have your freedom intact. Now, by all means, we also have 2 very interesting patterns, and it's unusual. We actually have 2 yods also during the full moon, which is kind of unusual. The yod in astrology is called a destiny pattern, and it's about adjustment. It's really about being able to see and have others help us, because sometimes we might have a blind side we can't quite see about ourselves. So what's interesting with these yods is both of them include both the moon and Venus. So we can tell that both of these yods have a lot to do with our relationships with others. So in these patterns, the first one, because it is with the moon, Venus, and with Mercury, the idea is how can we integrate and really be able to be, shall we say, adjusting and open to the idea of our need for relationships and connection, as well as being willing to look at, since Venus wants us really to honor our values about love, about money. So how do we adjust and use these energies so that we can be in relationship? However, with Mercury, it's saying, how can we share our truth? How can we do it in an authentic way to really open the emotional intelligence? Now, the other pattern, which is interesting again, is the moon in Venus. However, it is with the planet Saturn. So again, with this yod, again, what we're doing is not only are we looking, as we mentioned before, about our need for love and harmony in relationships. Of course, Venus is also looking at, as we mentioned, about can we collaborate and harmonize on our values, what's important to us in a relationship. However, Saturn has a different idea, and it's saying, what are your expression? What is your feeling as far as the commitment? In other words, does it feel like a burden? Does it feel like you're doing too much in these relationships? Or does it feel like it's being reasonable and balanced? Because with Saturn, it really wants us to take that commitment more to the heart and the spirit, rather than it feel like a burden and have some resentment. So again, both of these yods are opportunities that we might get a deeper insight into one of our blind spots, and someone that we love or care about might be able to help us see it. So it's an opportunity, if you will, to stay open and maybe just, practice some humility as well. Now, some of the questions with this with this full moon, is really, how can you welcome these feelings that are coming up, which may not always be comfortable? And since Libra is about partnership and collaboration, one of my questions is, are you pleasing others at the expense of yourselves? Are you trying to keep the peace rather than speak your truth? Also, are you able to take the space you need so you can really enjoy your time, whether it's professionally or personally, with someone you care about or work with, without feeling guilty, so that you again, don't feel constrained and a bit frustrated? And the other question is, since Libra is so much about friendships, are you so devoted to being a great friend that you also don't listen to yourself, and if you will, your heart or your inner child, which may want to also have a vote in how things are done? So these are some important questions to sit with during this cycle and see how you might answer these and grow through this time. Now remember, even a small change in your attitude and your mindset can really make a huge difference for you, not just that day, but as you approach the new month. So be open to that, and perhaps someone will plant a seed you don't even expect. In the heavens right now, we have 4 fire planets, so it's still fairly high energy. There's only one in Earth, so again, there's some grounding and structure coming. We do have 3 air planets, so again, there's a lot of energy, about mental thoughts and communications, and we only have 1 planet in water. So there's some vote for emotional intelligence in there. In addition, we've talked before about what we call the modes or modalities in astrology, which is how do we operate? How do we function? So right now in the heavens, we do have 4 cardinal planets. So still there is a lot of energy around initiation and action. We do have now 2 fixed planets, so there's a little more structure that's starting to be created, and we have 4 mutable planets. So again, I want to encourage you, rather than race ahead like the Lone Ranger, to be willing to discuss with others, look for some creative solutions, and know that the structure is being built. We have some wonderful new paradigms and patterns we're creating this year, which will be exciting. So again, I want to invite everyone, celebrate your progress, and please maintain that heart of gratitude, because these things will really help you strengthen your divine connection and open up amazing things in the heavens. Stay open. There may be some amazing gifts and insights that come through this full moon, so enjoy them. I'm Master Coach Amy. Thank you so much for joining me on the Divine GPS Navigator. Feel free to contact me at my website if you're interested in a reading or have questions.